When you can't make them see the light, make them feel the heat. Peace is not absence of conflict, it is the ability to handle conflict by peaceful means. We can't help everyone, but everyone can help someone. All great change in America begins at the dinner table. Coercion, after all, merely captures man. Freedom captivates him. Above all, we must realize that no arsenal or no weapon in the arsenals of the world is so formidable as the will and moral courage of free men and women. It is a weapon our adversaries in today's world do not have. We must reject the idea that every time a law is broken, society is guilty rather than the lawbreaker. Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. Don't be afraid to see what you see. Entrepreneurs and their small enterprises are responsible for almost all the economic growth in the United States. Government exists to protect us from each other. Where government has gone beyond its limits is in deciding to protect us from ourselves. The struggle now going on for the world will never be decided by bombs or rockets, by armies or military might. The real crisis we face today is a spiritual one. At root, it is a test of moral will and faith. I used to say that politics was the second oldest profession. I have come to know that it bears a gross similarity to the first. Freedom is the right to question and change the established way of doing things. One of the traditional methods of imposing statism or socialism on a people has been by way of medicine. It's very easy to disguise a medical program as a humanitarian project. Government is like a baby, an alimentary canal with a big appetite at one end and no responsibility at the other. Welfare's purpose should be to eliminate, as far as possible, the need for its own existence. You and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We'll preserve for our children this, the last best hope of man on earth, or we'll sentence them to take the last step into 1,000 years of darkness. Surround yourself with the best people you can find, delegate authority, and don't interfere as long as the policy you've decided upon is being carried out. The best minds are not in government. If any were, business would steal them away. There are no great limits to growth because there are no limits of human intelligence, imagination, and wonder. My philosophy of life is that if we make up our mind what we are going to make of our lives, then work hard toward that goal, we never lose. Somehow we win out. Thomas Jefferson once said, "We should never judge a president by his age, only by his works." And ever since he told me that, I stopped worrying. There is absolutely no circumstance whatever under which I would accept that spot. One way to make sure crime doesn't pay would be to let the government run it. If we lose freedom here, there is no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth. There are no easy answers, but there are simple answers. We must have the courage to do what we know is morally right. Without God, democracy will not and cannot long endure. Protecting the rights of even the least individual among us is basically the only excuse the government has for even existing. Some people wonder all their lives if they made a difference. The Marines don't have that problem. Man is not free unless government is limited. Life is one grand, sweet song, so start the music. The greatest leader is not necessarily the one who does the greatest things. He is the one that gets the people to do the greatest things. Heroes may not be braver than anyone else. They're just braver 5 minutes longer. If we ever forget that we are one nation under God, then we will be a nation gone under. The future doesn't belong to the faint-hearted, it belongs to the brave. Information is the oxygen of the modern age. It seeps through the walls topped by barbed wire. It wafts across the electrified borders. To grasp and hold a vision, that is the very essence of successful leadership, not only on the movie set where I learned it, but everywhere. I believe the best social program is a job. Trust, but verify. We will always remember. We will always be proud. We will always be prepared. So we will always be free. We the people tell the government what to do. It doesn't tell us. Don't try to make your dreams a reality. They're only filled with things that don't make sense and trolls. Things are better in reality. Concentrated power has always been the enemy of liberty. There is no limit to the amount of good you can do if you don't care who gets the credit. I know in my heart that man is good, that what is right will always eventually triumph, and there is purpose and worth to each and every life. Never let the things you can't do stop you from doing what you can. A people free to choose will always choose peace. I have wondered at times what the 10 Commandments would have looked like if Moses had run them through the U.S. Congress.